This video is for you if you want to get a residence with minimal physical presence and you want to live in a very urban and lively place. UAE offers a residence program by company formation, and today I'm going to tell you what you need to do to get a residence by company formation in the UAE. Hi, my name is Rusudan. I'm a CFO at Nomad Capitalist, where we help high net worth individuals legally reduce their taxes, get second citizenships, and go where you're treated best. UAE is growing a lot and it's trying to attract lots of foreigners and investors in the country. So there are a couple of interesting programs in the UAE. One of them is Residency program, where you have three options to get a residence in the UAE. The first one is company formation. The second one is real estate. And the third one is investor's visa. Today, we're going to talk about the company formation route, and I'm going to explain what are the steps to getting UAE residence by company formation. So the first thing is very important. You need to, of course, open a company in the UAE free zone. To get that, the first course of action is to choose your activity, and it's very important, especially now, because UAE introduced a 9% tax, so there are some activities that are qualifying and you will still maintain 0% corporate income tax, so choose your activities wisely. I would advise to select 3 activities. There's a list of activities on the Ministry of Finance website in the UAE, so you can choose from that. Once you have your activities chosen, the next thing is to choose the free zone that you want to establish your company in. It's very important to choose a correct free zone, because there are certain free zones that are more aligned to like specific activities. For example, like a holding company or an investment company is better held in certain free zones, and more active businesses are better held in another. If you're producing any goods, it's different. It's better to have a free zone that's more specialized like that. So do some research. The next step for you to open a UAE company is to collect the documents and start the application. So the documents that you need are like the passport, valid passport copy of the shareholder, and the director or a manager for the company, and if those are like 2 different people, you need like separate set of documents for both. You need the passport copy and also need the proof of address. That can be a utility bill or bank statement. It needs to be in English or in Arabic, so probably in English. You make sure that it's translated by a certified translator and notarized in certain cases, so double check that. Once you have those documents, you need to apply for the company formation, and that's at that time you need to choose 3 potential names, like line them up according to your preference, and when you apply, you get the approval for the company name. There may be sometimes some questions about like why you've chosen this name. If there's like certain words, they sometimes double check what's the purpose of using them. So don't be afraid of the additional questions that can come from the free zone. At this stage, you have a registered agent or some specialized professional that's applying for you. You can do it online in most cases, but I would still advise you to get somebody to help you, because at this moment you need a registered address there. So in some free zones, depending on the number of visas, you may need a physical office that you have to rent there, or in some cases you don't need a physical office, and if that's the case, you need an address that you can indicate in your application. So be sure to have that prepared. Once you have all the documents, you apply and you get the company formed. Once you have the company formed, the next step is applying for the residency and for the visa. So there are two ways to do that, depending on whether you've been to the UAE before or not. If you have already been to the UAE, then your agent can apply for the visa on your behalf, and you need to go at the end to get the medical checkup done. So the process goes like this. So the agent applies on your behalf because you have already been to the UAE, and they are allowed to get your immigration ID that comes with a unique ID number. And once they have that, they can collect that on your behalf. Then you can get the residency card only after your visa is stamped, and the entry permit. Once you have the entry permit, you can enter the country and get the medical checkup done. That's very important. You have to do that in person. But it's just a one-day process where as long as you make the appointment in advance, because sometimes there's a waiting period, so we have to have it scheduled in advance before you visit the country. So in this way, if you have already been to the country, it will take you around 8 working days to get this all done. But if you have never been to the country and it's your first time, then you would need more time, because the agents cannot apply for it on your behalf. You have to go to the UAE and apply, because one document that you need to provide is the page from your passport that shows your last entry to the country. Because in the first case, you already had that, you don't need to visit. But in this situation, you first need to visit so that the agent can fully apply with all the documents and get the an immigration ID for you. Once that's done, the process goes the same. You get a residency card after the visa is stamped, and you get the medical checkup. So the rest of the process is the same, but your visit comes first in this case, because you need to show that you have been to the country. So the residence, UAE residence, is temporary, and it's valid for 2 years, and after 2 years you can renew it for another 2 years. There is no permanent residency in the UAE, and this does not lead to the citizenship. One important note I would make is, once you're in the country, you can also go and visit the bank to open the bank account for your company. For the UAE residence by company formation, here are the documents that you will need. It's a valid passport for you, a proof of address, that can be a utility bill or the bank statement or anything that proves your address. You will also need a photo against a white background. Double check the exact specifications for the photo just in case, because sometimes it's changed, that changes. You will also need the copy of the page where it from your passport where it shows that you have entered UAE. If you have never been to the UAE, then you have to enter at once the company is formed and you are applying for the immigration card, because the country cannot issue immigration card without your proving your visit to the country, to the UAE. You need to make sure that you renew the company and maintain it to make sure that your visa is valid. So throughout the period that you want to maintain your UAE residence, you have to make sure that the company is maintained as well. So you can do renewals depending on the free zone. They provide 1 year renewal or more in exceptional cases. Once you set up the company, you get the trade license, like certificate. It shows the company details and the activities that you have listed, and you also get the immigration card, as we've already spoken about. And in some cases, you may need a lease agreement with the free zone entities to the free zones to have the necessary office, physical office presence. As for the fees, they vary depending on the free zones, and also depending on the number of years that you want to have the company set up for, and the number of visas that you want to get through this company. So you can get any number of visas from like 1 to like pretty much any number. There in certain free zones you can get like up to 3 visas without having to have the physical office, so it cuts some costs there. But if you need more than 3 visas, you may need to maintain the physical office, which is an extra cost. And because of this government fees, so the company formation fees and renewal fees, they are set by the government, so they are pretty fixed. They may change from year to year, but they are pretty much set and in compliance with the law in the UAE. But the office space may really depend on the supply. So if there are not enough offices, of course the prices will go high. So this is a pretty much like market regulated pricing for the office, and the fees are governmentally regulated. So this is how you get UAE residence through company formation. The process is pretty clear, but the gathering of the documents may be a bit troublesome. So subscribe to our channel and get updated on more information about this.